feeling like you have to do it alone is a trauma reaction. And because it impedes healing so much and keeps us from having a kind of relief that we get when we are together, connected, I want to spend some time with you right now, helping us understand and let you know why and how we're going to go about this. So, first, if you had a dear friend and they climbed a tree and they fell out and they broke their arm, you might understand why they might say, "Oh, I am never going to climb a tree again," because the shock and the impact to their body and their emotions from falling out of a tree and breaking a part of us, well, that's a big deal. And yet, if they loved climbing trees, if something like that was really important to them, that they got a lot out of being connected with the tree that way, you might be like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. It's hard to even imagine going back to something that hurts you that much. And maybe there's a way to do it more safely or a way that, you know, you can keep your balance. And maybe sometimes the risk is worth it." So for a lot of us, if you were sick and you were told, "You're not sick." I feel sick. Why are you telling me I'm not sick? That's a trauma to be honest about how you're feeling. "I'm really sad. I want to cry." We don't cry about things like that. Oh dear. Well, now you're going to have to process that feeling inside and not let it show or do it in secret. I could go on, and you probably could add a dozen experiences where, you know, emotionally, physically, and in the healing process that we all have to go through as humans, we get hurt, we get sick, we're human, that you didn't get the kind of attention, healthy, generous, good boundaries, but really there with you to support your well being. You didn't get that. Now, here's the thing, if that was ever chronic, someone or some ones that you really counted on to keep you safe, to respect your feelings and your physical needs, if that was ever chronic, whether it was at your birth or in your marriage, guess what happens? A part of our brain, our primitive brain says, "Oh, it's an emotional famine. We don't actually get the kind of energy that would be healing from us from out there. So we have to change." And literally aspects of our genes switch. The fancy name is epigenetics, if you want to look that up. But in epigenetics, it says, "Oh, we're surviving a famine. Oh, we're surviving in a world where our emotional needs and reality are dismissed." You know, our ancestors survived really harsh conditions physically and particularly emotionally. We have in our being the capacity to live even though our humanity is even being dismissed. And what happens? We go into survival mode and we feel like we have to go it alone. And this actually doesn't have anything to do with how much privilege you had in your growing up. Maybe you were really poor. Maybe there was so much money that the poorness was emotional. Whatever it is, this isn't a competition. Your own body is what matters, your body mind. Before we start this work, it's helpful to kind of check in to where you are, how true something is. This is one of the most beautiful aspects of EFT tapping, I think. I'd like you to say out loud, I have to go it alone. Go ahead and say that. I have to go it alone and feel by practicing going with and in your body. How true does that feel? I have to go it alone. 0 to 10. So 10 in this scale, I have to go it alone. If it's true at a 10, I'm even surprised that you're here with me. When you have to go it alone, you're really rejecting most of the energy that might be coming your way in a supportive way because it opens us up. It would make us vulnerable. If we have to go it alone, anything that proves otherwise is going to be a threat. Okay? If you're at a 7, 8, 9, and you often feel very alone, very isolated, even if you've got family and friends and coworkers around. Yeah, absolutely. This this core belief, if it's there, I have to go it alone, really does change how energy comes to you and through you. Like a magnet. If you've ever tried to put similar poles of the magnet together, they repulse each other. So even if there is energy coming your way, you're going to repulse it. Yes, of course, because you learned somewhere along the line that it's not going to be coming reliably. It's not something that you can count on. I have to go it alone. Your epigenics switched, and that's the mode that you're in. Now, I believe that coming from those high levels down is a building of trust. The work that we do going with and in the body helps build a sense of together with our body. We build on that. And what we're going to be doing together is we're going to be building on it using some natural forces like air and gravity to build up a a sense of being with and together with that isn't just our physical body. And then we're going to add some other things. And I'm going to be going based upon my own experience with lots and lots of clients, as well as my own journey, that there are there's trustworthiness that's sometimes a little easier than others, and it builds. And we're not trying to push things here. I encourage you, as you're listening to something, if it feels like, oh, this is where my practice is, this alone is really kind of edgy for me to feel and be open to, pause there, practice there. You can get relief, significant relief everywhere along this journey, which is it's not just an endpoint where once you get to this place, oh, now I have relief. This is a practice that'll take you from suffering to feeling like, okay, yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got some sensations, some of which are painful, but I'm okay. These practices also continue with you as you thrive, as you enter into relationships which are really nourishing for you, whether with professionals or friends and kin and lovers. And so please take care of yourself, listen to yourself, feel free to pause. And if anything I offer is not right for you, it's okay to recycle it, even compost it. Okay? Let's begin.